Welcome, everybody. This is Margie, and this is the sixth and last session of the second quarter offering of the A to Z LinkedIn training, and time goes by so fast. It always amazes me when I reach the final session, and I hope that you've all progressed. I've gotten some emails from some of you this week saying that you're learning, which is good. That's what I want. And just a heads up, the next one that everyone here, even the ones who've been on before, there's no one who's finishing this time with their 4 offerings. So the next session is going to start May 23rd, Tuesday, 9:30. Put that on your calendar, and you're all automatically enrolled in that unless you choose to unenroll. And, of course, you have the Facebook group available to you forever. So please start utilizing that. I meant to go out this week and connect with each of you, but I didn't get to it. All of a sudden it was Tuesday. So I'm going to be doing that after this 6th session to stay in touch with you, hopefully on LinkedIn and in the home page feed, and start engaging with you there as well as answering any questions you might have in the Facebook group. So today we're talking about hosting, putting your message out there on LinkedIn. And many people, to my surprise, still don't realize that LinkedIn has this live feed on the home page that works much like other social networks. The main difference is everything on the LinkedIn homepage feed is, well, they're getting a little bit looser now, but it's pretty much all business. The one thing you can be assured of that anyone who posts on the live feed is here on LinkedIn to acquire business, either for addressing their needs or to provide what they have to other people's needs. So it's a business oriented. The trend is, or at least they're trying to make the trend be more personal. And if you go that route, just be business personal. Don't share anything really personal, because it sticks out like a sore thumb, to be honest. But if you're out hiking and it's a beautiful day and you want to take a picture of yourself hiking, sure, something like that works, but not all the time. But you can get more casual like that. So that's the only heads up I give you. It's the otherwise it's pretty, it works the same way. As your Twitter, your Facebook, you have your field here where you can share an article, which is the other type of posting we're going to talk about. But for the live feed, you share your text. As soon as you put your cursor in that box, your name, your photo, and your headline that you made on your profile page pops up. You can write your message. Excuse me. And you can add an image to it. Or you cannot attach a document anymore. You used to be able to, but no more documents, just an image. And you can type in a URL. And if you do that, and the website, oops, big picture of me. And the website is designed so that a picture will show up when you type the URL. It's based upon the website construction, what will show up as an image. If an image shows up, you can have your message, and when you send this on, there'll be an image and some text from the web page. What text shows up there, again, depends on how the website is constructed. Sometimes it will be the 3rd paragraph that you see when you go to the web page. So you can test that out. If you don't want that and you still want the URL, but not that, you just exit before you send it. And you can also put the URL in there and add another image that you might prefer. So those are your options for what you can put in there. Shelley Bell, who's on the training, just put a YouTube URL in there, and you're going to see her. Excuse me. You're going to see her video when I show you some of what's included in today's training, and the SlideShare URLs can go in there. Anything that you can do a URL to can go in there just fine. Okay. When you go to send it out on its merry way. You can send it to the public if you leave it at this setting, or you can hit the drop-down arrow, and you can do it public and to your Twitter account at the same time if you are connected to Twitter via LinkedIn. And you can also choose just to send it to your connections. There might be some type of post that you only want your connections to get, so you don't want it to be public. And remember, people who follow you get to see your public postings, but they can't see your non-public postings. So you might choose that option from time to time. And then it's off on its way. Hang on, just there's so many little differences. I want to make sure I'm checking my notes here to make sure I'm where I want to be with this and I don't miss something. Who sees your post? Okay, once you send this out, it automatically gets shown to your first layer connections. Your immediate network get this in their homepage feed. If they like it, comment on it, or share it, it'll go to your second and third layer connections. So their immediate network gets to see it and so forth. So you want to write some postings that inspire a comment or inspire a like, maybe ask a question, or you want to try and go for that, because the more engagement you can get on your post, the more people will see it within the LinkedIn database. And you get visibility in the homepage feed in other ways besides your posts. So I recommend that you only do a post once a day or maybe twice a day if you space it out, depending on what you've got going. But the other ways you get visibility, if you scroll down here, you can see this is a post from someone in my network. So again, you see the name, you see the logo, and you see the headline. This is a sponsored, it's promoted. First Republic Bank paid for that post. This is someone from my network. Again, you get to see the name, and so if you're posting, that's how you're going to show up. Just want to see, they're all the original posts here. Oh, here, someone in my network liked this other post, okay? I don't know where Lauren McDonald is, but Liaquat is in my network, and they liked this post. So the name shows up there with a link to their profile page. So if you like someone else's post, your name will show up. If you, gosh, there's not many good examples here. There were an hour ago. Okay, so here, Amy Evans commented on this, okay? So I see the post that she commented on, and I come down here and I can see her comment. And again, her profile headshot, her name, and you don't get the headline when there's a comment, but you can click right to it. And then you can see who commented on her comment. So if you do any of that, you will show up this way. That's why I say, besides comments making great connections, you can get good visibility in the homepage live feed just by commenting. So this is a great way to show up without thinking of something original for you to post, if that becomes a challenge at all, or thinking that you're saying something too often. So let's see what else is here. This is LinkedIn suggesting someone. So if you like, and then if you share a post, it will say that you shared it. And when you share a post, let me go up here and find, where's Camille's little thing here? Some of you on the line know Camille. And where was she? Here she is. Okay, endorses Atlanta Pacific Processing Systems. So if I wanted to share this, Camille was mentioned in the news. Huh? Okay, that's one way to be seen in the homepage feed as well, be mentioned in the news. So if I wanted to share that, I can click share, and I'm given an option to write a message. I don't have to write a message. You can just say I shared it, but I would want to delete that. I think it goes away anyway. But you probably want to write some message because if you share some without it, you'll see what I mean. It kind of leaves people cold. They don't really know why you're sharing. So I would say congratulations. You know, love seeing you in the news. Okay, and then I post it. Okay. So now my network will see that I shared her post as well, people who are not connected to Camille. So Camille will get visibility and I get visibility for sharing. So lots of ways to be found in the homepage feed, lots of ways to make that be useful to you. And that's a daily habit of going in and putting something, either a comment or a like, hopefully a post, but something daily. It's consistency that gets you the visibility. It's consistency that LinkedIn likes to see to get you in search results and also. So it pays off in visible ways and invisible ways. All right, so let me look here. Okay. When you share, all right, so now the other place that your activity shows up is on your profile page. Remember, we go over the profile page. There's a whole section there. Did I not? Wait, let me see. Maybe I didn't get her thing off. Okay. Oh, this post here. No, we don't want that. Okay. All right. So we want to go to the profile page, and there's a section on your profile page that is your activity, all right? And this is where visitors to your profile page, this is visible to them. And if you do the article, which I'm going to get to in a minute, or an activity, you'll have two columns. If you only do one, both columns will be your activity. If you do none, I don't know if it's a blank section or the section doesn't show up. You shouldn't even have that be a question. Okay, my kitty's back to visit. Okay. All right, so we go and look at all your activity. What I want you to see is, give me a minute here and let me give my kitty some caviar. Have you have cats? Do you have this fish caviar? Okay. Drug of choice. Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry. So when you go to the activity section, you can see the different posts and all your activity, all right? So here's the one I just shared. And I see that people can like, comment, or share. Here's Shelley. I shared her posting of her video doing laughter yoga. She was interviewed on, I'm not sure, it was a radio show. It sounded like a podcast radio show. It was pretty cool though. And she demonstrated a certain type of laugh. And if you want to laugh, just watch the video and join in on the laughter and the fun there. It's on my activity page, and you can share it to your network as well. And that shows up there. But here's a post I did yesterday. This is the posting I did yesterday. They cut off my photo a little bit there. But I've got one like down here on the post that you do, this little graphic type thing. You have 41 views. You can click that open and see your stats on your post. So I had 41 views, 5 people who had the title salespeople viewed my post, and my biggest audience was from the greater LA area, and most of my views came from my first degree network. Okay, so that's one. And if we scroll down further and check out another one, these are, now if there's people who like these posts, it used to be, let's see, this is another way of finding people to connect with, okay? This is a person in Canada that I met through LinkedIn. Okay, we met on LinkedIn and we've become supportive buddies of each other. And she does pretty much a lot of the same things. But if you click the likes, you can see who liked her post. Okay, I'm one of the ones, and then this fellow here. So that's another way to find people to connect to. See who's liking some of the posts that are in your your homepage activity feed. And here's another one, 25 views. I talked about the job section and what you can do with it. So one person who has the title Research Graduate Assistant. Now that's interesting that I attracted that. So I wanted you to see that there is a difference in who they report here is seeing the post. So go to your activity section in your profile page, and that's where you can see the stats on your post in the home page feed. Now, the other type of posting that you can do is from that same section we just talked about. It used to be different links that you went to. Now it's a link within the same section that you do your posting on for your home feed. It's Write an Article. Okay, and this used to be called the publishing platform. It used to be called Pulse. It's now Write an Article. And there's innocent changes to all that this brings with it. It used to get you tons of visibility. First, it was only for premium LinkedIn accounts that LinkedIn paid actually to post. It was only the big companies or the big influencers, well-known people out there would be part of the published platform. And then they opened it up to everyone. And you could do a published post is what they called it, and you were getting lots of visibility. Everyone was being notified, and it could have been almost like Facebook Live, a little overwhelming, and maybe that's why they changed it, because it was losing its punch. But it still is a great platform. It's a great place to establish yourself as a professional within your field. And it's where you can write. It's like basically it's a blog post. You put a picture up here, and then you write the article down here, and you don't want to substitute it for your blog post because it's a different audience. It's a public post. It's published here as an article for LinkedIn. It can come up in the LinkedIn search. If you search on post for a keyword, your articles will come up there, and they're indexed in Google. And so it will show up there. Now, your regular blog on your website will probably go out, we hope, to the search engines, but it could be indexed differently based on LinkedIn's connections with the search engines or how you've got your site optimized. So I would do both. I sometimes use the same one in both places and try and get a larger coverage with the same topic, or I will rotate them and stagger them. So I use the same ones, but I don't post them the same week, same day. And try and get a bigger coverage that way. So it's you want to talk about something of value. You don't want to use this for advertising or for selling. You want it to be a topic of value and something helpful. Like when we talked about groups, same type of delivery and same type of content that can be shared, can be appreciated, and you want to inspire comments if you can. You want to keep it short enough so people will comment. If you have too much included, they don't read the whole thing, I'll tell you that. And two, it's too much. They can't come up with one thing. So it's better to keep it a little piece of the whole than trying to make 3 articles out of it instead of one big long one is the way to go, okay? So where do they get seen? Okay, so if I'm going to show you, they get seen, number 1, on your profile page again. So we go back to the profile page. They are in the section, and they get seen right at the top because there's no moving them around. LinkedIn puts them where they want to put them now, and it's at the top. Over here, the articles. Okay, people will see my most recent article, and then they can click open to see all your articles that you publish. Okay, and they're all in one place there for people visiting your profile to see. So remember that when you give them the subject line. And I've got some of my subjects, 5 ways LinkedIn provides opportunities. Opportunities are waiting for you on Pinterest for all business types. Tell me about your business. Why LinkedIn? What is your why for using LinkedIn? 5 great new LinkedIn desktop enhancements. Content that converts prospects to clients. All information of value, I hope, and that can be useful. Not selling anything here, all right? So besides here, here's the big difference. You used to, and I think maybe they're in limbo because everyone in your immediate network used to get notified in the notification section, and they used to get on the homepage feed a post from you with your new article. So you would show up in their homepage feed with the article, and they also got notified. And you'd have your profile headshot in your name and your headline in the notifications section. I haven't seen any notifications for people who are publishing articles. And but they keep alluding to it in the most recent information. And they also say the way that you can also keep it from being seen is, remember on the profile, you could adjust your settings on the profile page. I'll show you that in a minute. And if you don't, how the public wants to see your profile page and your information. And if you don't want them to see articles, you uncheck it. Well, there's not an article as an option. So some of what their guidance is not meeting in the middle with what is on the site, at least on my account. So I'm hoping they cut it back and they're adding it back in, because it was really nice to get notifications. And the only way you can control eliminate the seeing people's articles, published articles. Once one shows up, you can go to this little icon over here, and this lets you say turn off all notifications of this type. So I'll come back to this when I talk about settings. But I haven't seen any announcements of an article being published in my notifications section. So again, I'm hoping that's in limbo. So just a heads up, if it does show up, it would be nice, because that's great visibility. But on your, back to the profile page, let me get over here. This is the other place where it gets kludgy. And I'm just going over this because it had such value when you could see it. It was such a visible item. Still, it's good. But those of you who learn all this other visibility, I want you to realize it's not there now. Hopefully it will be back. So here, when you edit your public profile, how people see your profile page when they're not members or logged in, this is where it says you can, I have posts checked, so I'll let the public see my posts, but if I didn't want them to see my post in my profile section, like I just showed you, I'd uncheck it. And they say there's articles there, but I don't have articles. So something's missing. So again, hopefully all this visibility will come back. But for sure, they show up in your profile section if you allow it. And looks like you don't have a choice if you write them. And also on your homepage feed, okay, it used to be a given that you got notified on the homepage feed, that you would see the article, much like I think this was Sharon's post. Anyway, when I just move so fast here, my goodness. Anyway, it would show up as a post that I wrote the article and be a little bit of the article. But now, they're only shared with a subset of your connection and followers, all right? And it's determined by your connection strength. And it says here, again, notification settings, which I just went over. They don't have it to set it, but connection strength. So what is connection strength? Connection strength is decided by a number of factors. For example, a connection at your current company may be considered a stronger connection than a high school friend. And so it's kind of like turning into Facebook Big Brother. They're deciding who wants to see your stuff instead of showing it to everyone like they used to. So the bandwidth must be getting full. And still, I don't see anyone who's published an article here. But so you're missing, again, let me backtrack. It used to be that if you publish an article, immediately your first layer connection got a notification up here in the notification section, and it showed up on their live feed. That is not happening right now. And as far as I can tell, nobody's getting a notification. Hopefully that will kick in again, at least to the people that, at least on this determination of your connection strength, who wants to get a notification that you published the article. And then again, your article is only being shown in your live feed to those LinkedIn feel is a connection that has the strength that warrants being shown your article. So I hope they bring it back to a little bit more visibility. But if, when it is seen, it gets commented on, shared, or liked, it does go out to the networks of the people who are sharing, liking, or commenting, okay? So again, the name of the game is to write a post, an article, that will be shared, commented on, or get some engagement going, if you can make that happen, okay? Followers don't get the notification either, okay? Nobody does. I'm reading this. But followers will get your article. Articles are all public, by the way. Followers will get the articles in their homepage feeds if, I guess, they're considered to be a connection of value. So I'm just reading forward here, okay. Engagement, likes, comments will forward it, okay. So, yeah, so its changes are happening, but it's still a very useful tool. One of the things I love about it is when you write the article, it will give you, you share it to your LinkedIn network, okay, and you can do a little intro to it when you share it. And then it gives you an option of sharing to your Facebook account and your Twitter account. And in the Facebook account, you can write a little intro to it. So you get it covered out in the Facebook world, and however your posts get distributed there. And on Twitter, of course, it shows up in the feed. Everyone has an option of seeing it if they catch it in the live feed or go to your Twitter page and follow you on your page. So it still has value. I recommend that you try and do at least one a week. The ideal is 3 a week if you're trying to get some immediate visibility. I wouldn't do any more than 3 a week. And you don't want to do a bunch and then post them all at once either, because that just hogs up the live feed. And just don't try. Quantity is not the name of the game here. Consistency, and depending on the topic and the length, the rhythm. You want to create a rhythm with them. That's the way to go. Create a rhythm. Get familiar, get used to creating them, and you know the feeling is right. You know, whatever you're talking about. This thing, I need to do this twice, or this is 3 times this week, or I'm just going to do once a week now. Just get a feel for your audience and the rhythm that you want to have all these visible in front of your audiences. Okay, so now, if your articles are extremely of high quality and based on the algorithms that LinkedIn evaluates them on, they will put them out through their Pulse app. And Pulse used to be on desktop. It used to be what these articles were part of, but no more. Pulse is not on the desktop at all. But there is a Pulse app that you can download to your phones, iPhone or Android, and you can, it's kind of fun if you're in line or whatever, you can check in the Pulse and get the latest news updates or just articles of interest. So it's a great app to have on your phone. And LinkedIn will publish you there if they think you're of high quality. I don't know if they notify you or not, but it's something that might happen, might change your life. There's many a story on LinkedIn about how they were spotted via an article or published post, as they used to be called, and their life changed. So it's possible. And sometimes LinkedIn might distribute your articles through a third party, but they would definitely notify you that. So it's another tool. The other nice thing is if you search, if you're searching for something, let's do the good old nutrition, and you hit search. You can do, if you search post, that's where your articles will come up, okay? Or just your post from the, looks like post from, no, published. These are all published. These are articles, okay? These are all your articles. So you can come up there as well. So good to do. Now, let's go back to where we find them on the profile page, because just like your posts, when you go to your articles, okay, you have these articles here. Bring up the articles, and down below each one, you have the stats. Okay. I have 1 visit from a person at Washington State University. 6 have job title website manager. My biggest audience was from Greater LA. My article is found through Facebook. So there you go. I did distribute it out through Facebook. Most of my views came from my second layer network. So interesting. Okay. So you can get to see the stats of your articles just like you did your post. And if you start doing this on a routine basis, like daily or every other day, you can just bring up all activity, and it combines you as you put your post out there. Your articles are mixed up with your live feed post, and you can just stay up to date and check your stats that way. Okay, that's a little bit different for the people who have been on previous trainings. It used to be a page you could go to, and it gave you graphs and numbers and groups, so they've simplified it, but it's still useful. So use it to your advantage, and hopefully it will open your eyes to who's seeing you. Just like who's viewing your profile page, who's looking at your posts, where are they coming from? And you start realizing that you are getting seen on LinkedIn. There is opportunity out there for you. Some of the tips on writing the article, title length should be 40 to 49 characters. Remember to use keywords. I think keywords is more important, and have a title that inspires people to open it up is what I would say. Whatever will make people want to know more. And they say use images. This new article platform, it's hard to load images into it. At the top, no. And the top, it used to be a certain size, but now pretty much any size will go there. They've made that part easier to deal with. You can pick it. You know how you can pick a shape and move it around. You can do that with the headline at the top. Adding stuff in between paragraphs, they have a thing where you can load pictures and put in a link or a video. People are having a hard time with that. You don't get much editing control. The spacing is a little bit very beginner level. It's not meant to be a long article. Is the bottom line. It's let me go here. It's meant to be very simple and easy to read and nothing complex. So here. You start writing here. You put your headline in there, okay? And then you start writing here. And see, it unless you go all the way to the end, it's going to jump a space like that, and there's no way of getting around it. I thought I had every clue. But then if you see this little icon here, if you click on that, that's where you can add an image, a video, slides, links, or a snippet. Not sure what a snippet is, but that's how you would put things in between paragraphs. And it'll automatically save. You're not sure it's saved, but it's automatically saving. And sometimes you'll get a message saying you're duplicating, so you have to refresh. Go ahead and refresh. It will save. It'll save. What I do sometimes is I will copy and paste it into Notepad just to keep what I've already written. If I'm doing my creation on the platform itself, I will copy it as I go and save it to Notepad just in case I lose it and I don't have to start all over again. And another way to go is to write it in Notepad or Word and then bring it into the platform here. If you create it in Word, I don't know if you're aware of the chaos that's behind Word, all the programming behind it, the coding. So you can use Notepad as what I call a rinse bucket. Just paste it in Notepad, and it gets rid of all that coding. And then you don't have to save it. You just copy it in the Notepad and then recopy it and paste it into your platform here. And that can help a little bit, okay? So those are just some tips on using it. The simpler you keep your articles, the easier they'll be to make and the more often you'll do them. Okay. That's simple. Okay. So, I covered everything I wanted to cover. Look at those, slide share. Okay, so that's pretty much the article. The other section I want to show you on LinkedIn is these 6 circles here, these 6 dots. Learning is now, I don't have free access to it anymore. If you didn't catch me last time, I shared that I gave up my pay-for subscription because the only thing I was getting was access to the learning. And at some point I'll upgrade to the $80 a month, but I'm not ready to right now. This gives you access to the lynda.com, all sorts of learning. And you can pay monthly. I think it's $25 a month if you don't want to upgrade to the $60 a month LinkedIn subscription that includes it. We talked about job. This is where you post a job. It costs money. I don't think any of you are interested in that. Advertising, it's expensive to advertise on LinkedIn. I don't cover that in this training. See me offline for any information on that. Groups we did. ProFinder is where if you were looking for, I'll go there for a second. If you were looking for someone to do your taxes, or someone to do your website, or someone to do some graphic artwork for you, a vendor, this is where you could find someone on LinkedIn. And you yourself can register yourself to be part of this. It's an application here, and you can see if you want to try and be one of the people listed there. And, okay, so that's what ProFinder is. Salary, I covered quickly in the survey in our first session, but it's fun. You can put in what you do, and it will bring up salaries people are getting. So especially if you have your own business, put where your skill or talent is and see what people are being paid throughout the world for what you do if they had a job instead of their own business doing it. So that can help you with your pricing. And then lookup is for companies. They can, employees on, let's say you have like a Cisco that has companies all over the world. You can look up other employees for Cisco based on location and what have you. So that's internal to a company, like an intranet type thing. But SlideShare, I want to review SlideShare. SlideShare is one of the huge search engines out there. As many people, stats say, as many people go to SlideShare to get information as Google and YouTube. It's right up there in the top 3, believe it or not. I never think of going there, to be honest, but I'm trying to use it more and more. And you can search on any topic, and it's a great place to search for information on something, a how-to or what have you. But it's also where you can search on and see other people's presentations on what you do and how they set it up. A SlideShare is slides. It's not a video. It's a series of still shots that people can scroll through at their own pace. And there's many, so you just slide through. So you can do, it's just at your own pace. And so when you up here for uploaders, it's got a get started and tips and tricks and tools, how to use it. It is so easy though. The easiest way is you can do a PDF. You can load a PDF up to SlideShare and then have it show. I'll show you mine on my profile page in a minute. But you also can do a PowerPoint. You can do a basic PowerPoint on your computer with the slides, and then you upload it and it becomes a SlideShare presentation. And this URL you can put in your status updates, you can put in your articles, you can put, you should be able to put it in your other social networks as well. It's also listed here to be searched, so it would be like YouTube. You could be found in the SlideShare search capability. And so it's something to definitely know about and play with and explore. I told Shelley earlier that there's SlideShares for her laughter yoga. And if we search on that, there's 71,000 laughter yoga presentations. So it can give you some ideas on how to present what you do. New tacks, new ideas, new input, and new ways to share what you're all about. And we go over to my profile. Okay. I think I still have it. I don't know if I took it away with the new format or not. Be more. Come on, open up. Open up. Okay, this is a PDF, 6 Steps for Going Fishing on Social Networks. Okay, give it a minute. Okay. But I loaded it into SlideShare, I think I did, yeah. Okay, yeah, I loaded into SlideShare so you can see it. It's got the 1 of 1, and I can make it be bigger. I think that's what that's doing. Yeah, so SlideShare lets you read a PDF without having to, I think there's another way of doing it. I don't want to mess with it right now. But it was just a PDF that I loaded into SlideShare so that it could be read. The PDF itself was too small, or if I made it as an image, but I wanted that to be part of my profile. So I just uploaded it to SlideShare and got my URL, and there you go. So play with that, and I definitely want you to know about that. So settings, we want to cover settings quickly. Under your Me account, you go to your settings and privacy, and they kind of speak for themselves. So you want to roam through, there's a lot of them, but now you know what you want and what you don't want, or you should know. And so we start with the basics. There's the phone numbers, the email addresses. You can have more than one email address on an account, so check that out. I'm not going to go through each and every single one. Autoplay videos in your live feed, showing profile pictures, whether you want to have profile photos, choose whether to show or hide profile photos of other members. Those would be the connections on your home page, your profile page. Getting an archive, this is important, getting an archive of your data. You can all download your data, your posts, your articles, your comments, everything. And you want to do that. You never know when something might happen. And so if it's yours, you own it, download it, and if you click here, it gives you a simple download instruction change. Partners, third party, view services, these are different, like if you sign up if you log into SlideShare, it will ask you permission to be connected to LinkedIn, those types of things. So you have a list of your permitted services and your Twitter settings if you want to be connected to Twitter. Your subscriptions and if you wanted to close your LinkedIn account or merge. If you find yourself, some people have a couple, an old one they started years ago and they have a duplicate account, this is where you can fix that up. Okay. Now we go up to privacy. This is one that you're going to use more. Edit your public profile. That's the same thing that we access from your profile page that I showed you earlier. It's who sees what on your profile page. Remember this? We're just there. What you click here. And these are for people who are not logged into LinkedIn or are not members of LinkedIn, what they get to see when you come up in the search engines. Okay. Who can see your connections? All right. So automatically your first level network people get to see all your connections. But you can change that and you can make it be only you. You don't have to share your connections if you don't want to. Okay. Viewers of this profile also viewed, that shows up on your profile page. You might not want that to be there because sometimes they send people to your competition. So you can change that here. Sharing profile edits. We talked about that when we were going through the profile page session. And you don't want them, until you get it all the way you want it to be, to move forward with, you might want to change that to no because it will show all your different changes. And then after you get it stabilized, your changes should be all good stuff that you want to be seen. So you just put it back to yes. Profile viewing options, whether you're visible or choose whether you're visible or viewing in private mode. Okay, so this is where you can, who's viewed your profile page. If you look at someone's page, you'll show up with the full disclosure, which why not? If you're looking for business. Private, you can set it so they'll just see someone from your industry looked at your profile. Private mode, it's totally anonymous. But if you choose private mode, you're not going to get any information back on who's looking at you. So it works in two ways for private mode. Scrolling down, notifying connections when you're in news, like we saw with Camille. I would think we'd want that, so I have yes. Who can see your last name? Sometimes it used to be, if you were a third layer connection, you couldn't see their last name. So you'd see John, and might be you want to call them at their company and go off LinkedIn and give them a phone call, John who at this company. Now LinkedIn is sharing all last names unless you choose not to have it be seen. You can block people. You can choose who can follow you, who can't. You can block. You can unfollow people. Job seeking settings there for privacy, data privacy, and advertising. You can check those out. Those are of interest. This one here, security, two-step verification. When you go into the settings, I only have a one-step because it's me. But if there's more than one person accessing your account, you might want to have a two-step verification before people can go into your settings. And then communications, the last one here is frequency of emails that you received from LinkedIn. And so you can explore that. You get all sorts of emails from LinkedIn, invitations, messages, notifications, network updates. I accept them all. Jobs and opportunity, news, group updates. Each one of these, if you messages from LinkedIn. You can choose what you want to get in terms of the emails that you want to receive. There's a lot in this communication section. Okay, who can send you invitations? You can read that. Messages from members. This would be messages from members. Where'd it go? Where are you? Messages from members. Okay. Introductions and in-mail, or just introductions? I would choose introductions and in-mail. Someone wants to email you privately. Why would you say no? I guess depending on your type of business and what you do. Let other members know what kind of messages you're interested in. I was looking for this the other day. I knew I had seen it somewhere. I gotta fill this out. I'm gonna do expertise requests, consulting offers, business deals, new ventures, request to connect. Okay, so we'll see where that shows up. Add custom invite. See, this is what there used to be a section on the profile page that you could put additional information on how to contact you. And this is interesting. This is exactly what I had there. Now they don't have that section on the profile page. So I'm going to save this. Maybe they're going to bring it back. I don't know. This is where the contradictions are showing up in LinkedIn, the old and the new. So it's in the settings, but it's not on the page. So maybe it's going to come back. Read receipts. You can ask for a read receipt with the messages that you send out in LinkedIn email. I didn't mention that, but you can ask for a read receipt should you need one for something important. Group invitations, group notifications, you can go through this. Participate in research, partner in mail. So those are all the communication settings. Lots there, but now you know what they are referring to. There is one thing that you might get thrown off of when you're reviewing it. I'm not sure exactly where it is, but it's, I guess there's certain Outlook has a way that it can automatically, certain Outlook accounts will show your LinkedIn profile. And I'll put it in the Facebook group, okay, because I don't have it handy, and I forget where I found it, but it is something to do with Outlook accounts, and you can say you don't want it to show up there if you wanted to go that route. Another thing I want to share with you real quick, above and beyond the settings, I just discovered this the other day, actually. If you go to the home page, or actually any page, you can now, there's this little messaging, like Facebook. There's a messaging down here in the lower right-hand corner where you can immediately have access to your LinkedIn email, and you can send a message to, it'll bring up the names just like in the regular in-mail, and you can send a message to somebody really quick just from the bottom right-hand corner. So you see, maybe you see a post that you like that they wrote and you want to send a private message to them. You can just go down here and send them a quick private email and say, gee, I just saw your post, really loved it, and blah, 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 and let's have coffee sometime or what have you. So if you remember in the group section, you could reply privately, but that was the only place that option showed up. So now they have this message capability down here in the bottom right-hand corner. So there you go. All right, so the only other thing I wanted to cover in today's training, and probably one of the most important things, is strategies. Okay, we've gone through a lot. You've got a lot of information on a lot of different platforms, a lot of how-tos, a little bit of some creative ideas on how to put it together. So where do you start? Well, you take a break and you take a deep breath and you come back to LinkedIn relaxed and figure out what's your communications, what do you want your communications to be, what are you trying to achieve, and then bottom line, keywords. You need to know your keywords. And you definitely want to make your profile page be rich. That can work for you when you're sleeping. So you want to make your profile be interesting. You want to write it for the readers that you want to do business with, speak to them. And the other thing the profile is great for, if you're out networking, especially if you give your profile page your name, so it's you get that unique URL. So it's linkedin.com/in/Johnny Jones. Okay. If you're out networking, if you're socializing, or you're in a business meeting per se with people, and they want to follow up and give me your website or whatever, how can I find out more about you? If you build your profile out and maximize its potential, I would give them your profile page as a first step in getting to know more about you. It covers so much more, and it has links to your website, and it tells them what you want them to pull out of your website. So I would send people to use your profile page as that type of tool when you're meeting new people. The best place to know about who I am and what I do is visit my LinkedIn profile page, and my website link is there and anything you need. But check that out first. And so definitely you want to work your profile page. Finding people, if you want to go explore people, best place to start on that is to go to your profile pages of the people in your first layer network, the ones in your network. Go to their profile page. You can see all their connections and see who they're connected to that you might want to also be connected to, or people you also know but might have forgotten about. So it's kind of a warm market, so check that out. And again, it's so easy to send a message right from the profile page now. You just add a note. There's no complicated, have to know work in the same company or be afraid LinkedIn will suspend you or punish you. You can just send a note with a connection request. So you can do that, and you can also search by titles, but remember that you can search for companies, and when you bring up companies, it will show the people who work there. So that's a way to find people. And you can search on jobs like we did last week, and it shows the people who jobs will bring up companies, and it will show the people who work in the company. So that's a way to find people through the job listings based on industry filtering that you apply. The advanced search we used to be able to do a zip code and a mile radius. That's in the $80 a month subscription now. But I've had no problem searching for a zip code. Let's see, we do 90045. And I do search for that. And I bring up, let's do companies, okay. Well, Canada certainly isn't 90045. Let me try people. These are Los Angeles people. So I brought up Los Angeles people. Okay, maybe that command company was a Los Angeles base. But I've done, these are people that live near me here. And actually Thai Massage is a business that's also right up the street. So I have no trouble searching just on a zip code. So you can do that to find people. And the school alumni. Now, again, how you find that alumni page, you search on the name of a school, and you can use any school. I'm going to use mine, University. Well, let's do UCLA. Okay. So we go UCLA, and you bring up the school, and you bring up the school and you click on See Alumni. And now, again, if you're looking for an age, backtrack the age demographic you're looking for, what year they would have been in their late teens, early 20s, and bring up that 4-year range and bring up everyone who graduated from UCLA then, and you'll get somewhat within your age demographics. But you also, let's say that you're looking for a skill set, okay? So I want people in Los Angeles. So I'm going to choose Los Angeles. Okay, it's going to sort who's in LA. And then I want to choose people who are, I'm going to show more here. I want people in healthcare services. Okay, so I choose that. So if you notice up here, it's picking my sort. So I've got Los Angeles. They work in healthcare services. This is where they work. Okay, and different places. So if I wanted to find somebody who, if I wanted to get into, let's say, Kaiser, I could go to the Kaiser company page and see who worked there. But also, I can search down here. These are all the people that, oh, Shelley, there you are. But I don't have it down. You work in one of these, and then healthcare, this bar is above what I'm searching for. Okay, so you have direct access to people this way, and you can see how you're connected to them, because you're right, just go to their profile page and find out how you're connected. But these are all people who went to, I know Michelle Broad, okay, she has a women's wellness business of her own. She's a nurse practitioner, and plus starting an online wellness entrepreneurial venture. Then also, if you click the next here, what they're skilled at, what they studied, and how you're connected. So you could sort. You could find the people that are all in your second layer. So let's do that. All the people in my second layer of connectivity, and these are people that are not in my network. Okay. And I should have people that would be in my first layer too. First, why isn't, they don't give you an option for first, okay. Oh, here it is, okay, first. Come on, first. Anyway, you get the drift there. So the alumni section is a wealth of opportunity for you, especially to use your school. So that's a fun strategy to use for all sorts of things. And then I've mentioned before that you can stay up to date on who's looking at your profile page. And Guru said that you can just reach out and ask them to connect. Oh no, the Guru said to just go out to other people's profile pages and let me get back to home page here. Here's the home page. Again, the Guru said to go look at other people's profiles and let them see that you were looking at them and reach out to you to connect with them. And, okay, you can do that. But other people say, look and see who's viewed your profile page, and then you reach out to them and ask them to connect with you. And I just read this week that that's not another way to go, which I like. It's basic communications. It's just basic communications. You can go there and you can see, like, here it's who's viewed your profile. So I'm on my home page now. I don't want to lose you. And over here on the left, who's viewed your profile. And if I'm not connected to them already, I might say just a message, gee, hi, I saw that you visited my profile page right here, okay, prospecting tool for B2B sales. So I would check out his profile page, and we have one connection in common. I'd find out who that was, and I would send him a well, I would have to ask them to connect to send a regular message. So if I had my paid for account, or if I found out he had an email on his profile, let's see if he has a regular email on his profile. you can look for that. Well, you can check out a profile page, see what you can find. And it is a way to send a message without asking for a connection. Send them a message and say that I saw that you were looking at my profile page. I hope you found what you were looking for. If I can help you in any way, please let me know. And I don't know if you'd be open to connecting, but maybe at some point that would be acceptable. And without pushing the connection request in front of them. And let's see, does he have any? Who's my mutual connection? Oh, Peter Pan. No, Matthew Pollitt. It looks like this other guy, whose name is actually Peter Pan. He's from China. So I don't know. I don't have time to look and see if he's got an email anywhere. But when push comes to shove, just use the connectivity that LinkedIn offers you. Use normal communications. What would you say offline to somebody? Gee, I saw that you came into the store. Did you find what you were looking for? No, don't. Can I help you in any way? Would you like to stay in touch? And if you're comfortable sending the connection request that way, go ahead and do it. But it reeks of you visited my profile page, so connect with me. So, and people say if they wanted to connect with you when they visited, they would have asked you. So it's best to stay away and work around it somehow or other, and maybe revive the interest, or maybe they've discovered that you're not a match for what they need. But that's one thing that you can do with who's viewed your profile page. We talked about showcase pages and company pages. This is, when you do sales, it's the old attract. You want to attract people to you. You want to make a connection. You want to create engagement with that connection once they have an active need for what you offer, and then how to purchase from you. So if you're meeting someone new, again, bring them to your profile page, but you're engaging with them, or maybe they've been a connection on LinkedIn for a month or 2 months, or maybe they're not even on LinkedIn. Maybe they're on Facebook or Twitter or on your email list. Just do it for your email list and say, I want to invite people who are strictly interested in getting LinkedIn updates from me to follow my showcase page, tips for using LinkedIn. And it has its own URL. So again, you don't have to stay contained in LinkedIn to use LinkedIn. Put a link to a showcase page anywhere. Your email signature. I mean, it's another independent resource you have, and get people to follow that one showcase page, and then you have a targeted audience that is just interested in knowing more about LinkedIn before they jump into a formal training or what have you, or whatever piece of your business that you want to put on a showcase page and show it off. And then a nice next step from there, once you've got the following there, you can create a group and bring them over into a group and have more active engagement, or take it to another niche within your niche that the group just talks about a certain topic. And then you've got a real warm and loyal and steady following off of this strategy. The other thing with the group, I had someone say they were belaboring the fact that they couldn't send out a group email to all their contacts. And I said, you wouldn't want LinkedIn to provide that to you, because you'd be bombarded with group emails from people, and it would be disastrous. But if you create a group, as the creator of the group, you can send out to everyone in your group once a week a group email. So I told them to gather together the connections that they wanted to have and invite them to be in their group, and then they can once a week send a group email to those connections and get the job done that way. You can find people to call on LinkedIn. Just get their phone number and then get off LinkedIn and call them. And when you get the voicemail, use LinkedIn as the common denominator. That helped me find a source of contact for a second mortgage I had one year. I could not get through to the right people or anybody live, and found someone on LinkedIn from that company, called them, and they gave me a direct number to the person I needed to talk to. So it's a lot of information here. Don't be afraid to put pieces of it into a whole strategy. Meet people on Twitter or meet people on Pinterest. And, well, actually, you could meet people on LinkedIn and bring them over to Pinterest. But, you know, maybe Pinterest, if you were doing one of these direct selling opportunities and you're looking for people who want businesses, you could mix and match Pinterest with what your services and products are, with looking for women who are exploring entrepreneurial, or men exploring entrepreneurial opportunities from LinkedIn. So you can mix and match it that way. And the main thing is to get your communication flow laid out. So again, who are you talking to? What do you want to achieve? What are the steps to get from here to having them be a customer? What do I need to do? They need to be attracted to what? How am I going to make connections with them? What information do I have for engagement? Do I need a slideshare presentation? Do I need a video somewhere? And how do I let them know how to do business with me? What is the step there? And then look at what's involved with the different social media out there, including LinkedIn, and take it from there. So again, you don't have to start with LinkedIn. You don't have to finish with LinkedIn. You can use LinkedIn in the middle. You can start with LinkedIn and take it off to, again, over to Pinterest. Have them find an entrepreneur, someone who wants an entrepreneurial opportunity, and send them to a board on Pinterest of your unique line of products, and where they can see pictures of everything. Although you could make that be a showcase page also on LinkedIn, and maybe that's a step in between. Make a showcase page with photos, and then come on over where you talk more about the business in depth from Pinterest. Pinterest gives you more opportunity in some respects there. And it depends where your audience is too. So it's endless. It's just endless. And I love to come up with the ideas that will work for people. So put them in the Facebook group, what you're trying to do, questions you might have. Create your system for using LinkedIn. Even, I'll tell you the one phrase, if you do want to make new connections, the phrase that's been tested that gets the most acceptance is including something about the person and why you want to connect with them and what impressed you, and then would you be open to connecting with me here on LinkedIn. That is the phrase that got the best results for the gurus that I worked with. And it's easy to say, it's nice, it's polite, and the other name of the game that's proven over and over every time I read anything to stay up to date is it's relationships. It's not a numbers game. You don't want to look like you're doing phony messages. Phony messages are so insulting. Phony messages, I mean canned ones. And it just takes the wind out of my sails when I see that happening. So the more real, the more honest, it's quality over quantity. And again, I've made some great connections here, and I can only wish you the same. And I'm here to help you. So that's that. So let me unmute the lines if I still have you with me. It's been a little bit long this morning, but I want to cover as much as I can for you. So let me unmute the lines and see if there's any, excuse me, any questions. Hey, anyone still here?
I'm still here. Shelley.
Okay. Hi, Shelley. Any questions?
You know, I guess, well, part of this I was sort of listening, but my computer died, and then I had to turn it off and start back, so I think I missed some. But it's kind of like, you know, when am I making posts, and when am I doing articles?
Okay. I do a post once a day. Okay. A post is just a short little snippet. So I do a post once a day, and if something is going on, maybe twice a day, but space it out. And then on your article, that's more of a blog post. So it's an extended posting. They used to call posts mini blogs, microblogs, microblogs. So that's how it all started in social media, the short little posts or microblogs. So an article would be a blog. The post is a microblog. And the article I would do at least once a week, and maybe the max would be 3 times a week. But you wouldn't want to do it 3 times a week every week. You might, do 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, mix it up that way. But at least once a week for the consistency of being seen. And also to let LinkedIn know you're serious. Now that they're filtering who sees the articles, you can't do an article once in a while and expect to get much visibility from it. So let LinkedIn know you're sincere about doing your articles. Okay.
Okay, because what I was just thinking the other day, and I don't know why I haven't done this for 6 years, but with laughter yoga, is like sometimes the most interesting things happen at my laughter yoga, or like a real aha moment for somebody. And I thought, gee, I should start writing those down and collecting them and sharing them. So, I mean, is that something like for a post, or is that something collect them and do an article? Or
Oh, no. I would do a post, and then I would do an article, the story behind the aha moment, okay? So the post, give me an example.
Of course, now I can't think of a thing. Okay, so there was a guy who came, and he said the best time to come to laughter yoga is when you really want to come and when you really don't want to come.
When you want to come and you really don't want to come.
Yeah, sometimes people, they go, oh, I just feel like crap. I don't want to leave. I'm not feeling like laughing. So that's the time when you probably really need to go and be among the people who are laughing.
Oh, okay. I thought, so the time when you really need to go is when you don't want to go.
So you should go both, when you really want to go and when you really don't want to go.
When you really don't want to go. Yeah, it's, and that could be a simple post in itself. And you could just do laughter yoga will just get you back on track, something short for the post, okay? The article, so you just make a point. You're just looking for a connection, just set your attention. And now the article could go into why the laughing helps, okay? What if you come there when you don't really want to? What happens in the transition? What laughter will do. You could expand a little bit on that. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, so I could just put, just in the post, that the guy was here and he said the best time to come is when you really want to come and when you really don't.
I won't even do that much in the post. In the post, I just put what he said. I just say the best time for laughter yoga is when you don't feel like you can get to laughter yoga. You're feeling miserable. You're out of sorts. You just don't want to go. And that's the best time for laughter yoga. And why? And just put a simple why answer without alluding to him or anything. Just take the actual thought and post it. And why, a simple laughter yoga gets you out of the depths or something. Okay. Get rid of, stop carrying it around. Just get out of the depths and get you out of the depths and on your way. It's a quick release, and it's cheaper than a drink, and so safer too. But the article, you can say the best time, and then you can repeat it. That can be the opening. And what laughter does, laughter just, gives some examples of, you could tell the story of him and when he got there, how he started feeling better. And you could do a quick little, that would be fine in itself. Just say the other day a guy came to my class and that was what he had to say. And when he arrived, this is what we did. And he left in this state. Here's this quick little exercise for you to do.
Okay, but that's the same story with no matter what people say, actually.
Well, you could also then talk about the magic of laughter. You can, why, or even your amazement. I mean, it is amazing. I even watching the video, you just start laughing. Mm-hmm. Laughing is and just some result of laughing, okay, and or is there a science behind it, or is it just that it makes you feel better when you laugh?
Okay. Well, I guess there's tons of articles I could do, not even related to a post. Because there's tons of research and tons of
like the people
industry.
who they're sick, they say to laugh and they get better. I mean, you want to write articles about laughter. Why it's important and why it's the value. The articles are about value. Okay, they're the if you go back to my attract, connect, engage, and convert, the post would be to connect with someone, catch their attention, some little snippet, and maybe some in attract, of course, but somewhere attract, connect, and beginning of an intro to engagement, because engagement, you're going to take them off the post for engagement, okay? They need more than a post provides, and so you put a link in there for them to, and when they have a need, they need to be taken someplace for the engagement stage. So your post, attract, connect, make an impression, and your article is value, so that would be a go-to for engagement. It's where they're going to find out more about making their decision to pursue laughter yoga or pursue it as a treatment. So does that help?
Yeah, I think so. It's all kind of, and I'm not a writer, so like just coming up with little things to post here and there.
Well, your article should be short, so you would pick one little piece of, or tell a story. Stories are great in articles. Mm-hmm. So pay attention to your classes. Do you have different type of experiences in your classes?
Sure, it just depends on who's there. I thought of another one the other day. It's like spontaneous hugs. There was somebody who came. She didn't even want to come really, but her friend dragged her. And so she didn't know what to expect. And then just as she was leaving, she wanted a hug. It's a young, like 20-something girl.
Yeah, so there's a story right there.
Yeah,
that's the story that you can share, and you just have to, think about the ending can be the opening. If you can start with the end. And just tell what happened in the studio, and you're dealing with a topic that's light, so you don't want your article to be deep anyway. You want it to be something that is a couple of paragraphs, makes a point, and shares value. Okay.
So without, like, if I did a post, I could just say spontaneous hugs happen at Laughter Yoga.
Yep.
And then later on, sometime, just do an article. Not necessarily then, but whenever.
Yep. A post, you're just sharing little snippets to catch attention.
Okay.
Doesn't have to go anywhere. Doesn't have to be a complete thing. Don't overthink it. It's much easier if you just come up with something quick. And you can do, I do some quick videos of just an example of, you should have a laugh. You should have a video that people go to just get a laugh. Just to do you need your laugh today? Come laugh with me or something. But then you're giving it away. But
so that would be in a post.
You could do it in a post. Yeah, you could. You could do it in a post.
Okay.
Try. Here's a 30-second. Try some laughter yoga with me. 30 seconds. Take 30 seconds and try some laughter yoga with me. And that would create curiosity. So you can see your stats on that, how many people open it up. I don't know if they showed the open. I don't know how that would work. You would see how many people viewed it. They'd have to see it to view it. So something like that. I mean, you're trying to attract people, catch their curiosity. It's the old, I use the example in the mall when there's like an orange sweater in the display case and you're not shopping, but it catches your eye and you went, I got to come back to the store. They got what I like. So you want something in the pose, and then they have 30 seconds. They can watch it. If it's longer than 30 seconds, they're not going to probably take the time to say, I'll come back to that. But if it's 30 seconds or less, then just do a quick laughter thing.
Okay.
Try it and see what happens. And I think it'd be great. You don't see any. I was surprised there were so many slide shares on it, to be honest. And because you don't see a mention of it on LinkedIn, at least I don't in my feed. So it's something to really capitalize on LinkedIn. some of these.
Okay. Oh, well, I just clicked on my little video. It said 22 views of your post in the feed.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, so wait, so I can click on that and see 3 people who have the title business owner. The biggest audience from Greater LA.
So they were business owners. Okay. Because I was just going to say businesses are so into healthcare now that it'll be interesting to see what doors you can open in terms of, you set your profile up so that you'll go out to businesses and do laughter yoga with the staff or whatever.
Yeah, so I can't really see who looked, though, right?
On your profile page?
No. Well, okay, laugh of the day. 22 views, 3 people. Wait, am I?
Yeah, you don't see who viewed, only if they liked, and you just get those stats as to who viewed it.
Okay, so there are no likes, I guess. Well, how do I?
I liked it. Didn't I like it? I thought I liked it.
I don't know, but I don't know what. No, it says 22 views, 0 likes, 0 comments, 1 reshare.
Oh, yeah. You know what? We're still recording. Let me.
Oh.
let me shut the recording. Bye, everybody. Is anyone else there? Okay. Okay. Bye.